Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and you know what we do on Saturdays? We dream a little bit, we have fun. I wanted to show you today, I want to remind you of my partner. These are XRP guys. Gulf of America, XRP.com is the website. Every single week on Friday, these guys, they do real estate down on the Gulf of America from about Panama City Beach all the way to Pensacola, in that area on the Gulf of America, beachfront property. And like I tell you, if you're like me, I think we're all doing that right now. We're sitting here thinking about where these XRP prices are going, and we're also thinking about what we're going to do when they get where we envision them. Well, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to buy real estate. I'd like to get some land. I'd like to possibly buy beachfront property or mountain property, that kind of thing. And so in that spirit, I partnered with Gulf of America, XRP.com, and they send me an email every Friday, and it's got beachfront properties, not just beachfront properties that I would want to buy for myself, but also income producing properties, and that's what's really great about the Gulf of America down that way. It's not all multi-million-dollar properties. They also have great income-producing properties. If you could either buy one for an investment, or as a dual thing where you stay. This is kind of what I'm thinking for myself, is having a property that I can block out a week out of the year or 2 weeks out of the year that I want to stay, and then put it in a rental program, which these guys, the guys at Gulf of America, XRP.com, they can put you with the rental, the best rental companies, so that you can put a condo that you bought or a property you bought into a rental program, and they handle everything. And then you can block it out for yourself for a week or two at a time during the summer or whenever you want to go down. This is an example of one of those properties, and I wanted to show you that a lot of these properties, especially if you live out in California, you'll be blown away that you can actually have a beachfront property for $375,000. Let me go out of this for a second. This one's $375,000. So, and this one produces between $40,000 and $50,000 in rental income a year, is what was written in the write-up on this. Let me see if I can. Okay, I just want to show you a few pictures. So. Again, they're not all the properties down there don't have to be multi-millions of dollars. The entry is I would say in the $350 range to get it to have a condo down there. And this is one of those where you could rent it, and they've got a pool. Let me see, I can't remember the name of this condo complex, just so we know. This is, I'm trying to see what the name of the condo complex is. Anyway, it's not important. There's a bunch of condo complexes down there. This particular one, I'm not seeing the name of it, but you'll get the picture. So this is kind of this is a $375,000 property that would be the ultimate rental property if you were looking for that type of thing. And as we go through here, there's your beach views. There's the living room. Let's go and find one of the bedrooms, see what we're dealing with here. There's the lamp. Okay, this one's got a bunk bed, and then it looks like it's got, I'll go back and see how many beds and how many baths. I just wanted to show you some of these rooms. There's one of the bedrooms. Okay, so it looks like, yeah, this one's a this one's a 1 bed, 2 bath. Okay. So this is where you would go to sign up, gulfofamericaxrp.com. You can just enter your name and your email address, and they'll put you on the drip program. You can also go in, what's cool is you can go in and once you sign up, and you can decide. They've got boxes you can check, and you can say, I want a mailer that shows only properties that are rental properties in the $300,000 to $500,000 range, or I only want properties in that kind of range, and then that will modify your list so that every Friday in the email you get a certain list of properties. Now, if you want to just call these guys, you can do that. You can call them if you want to go look at properties now. 850-890-8884. So there you go. We had our fun on this Saturday. Now we're going to have more fun. The XRP price is coming back up. The market is back up to 3.88 trillion. XRP now, Bitcoin Desk is doing their job. XRP tumbled over 14%. They want to make sure they highlight that. A week after Ripple co-founder moved $175 million worth of the token. Despite this, traders and analysts are targeting $6 medium term. And so they're trying to highlight that Chris Larson had moved $175 million worth of the token. We won't play the video because I want to show you what's really going on. This guy right here had a great post. Fun fact, the 80,000 Bitcoin being sold by Galaxy for its insider whale client equates to 0.4% of circulating supply of Bitcoin. The 117.5 million XRP that Chris Larson recently moved to exchanges equates to 0.2% of the circulating supply. Guess which one Bitcoiners are angry about? So I retweeted this, and I wanted to sum up the last decade for you all, for those of you that haven't been around. The last decade in crypto summed up. Look over there at those Ripple bad guys who have been completely transparent about their holdings. Don't look over there. Don't look over there at the fact that at the fat secret Bitcoin wallet held by 4 Satoshis. It's a good guy libertarian who just wanted to give it to the world, or is it? Pay no mind to the VCs and the mega whales that quietly got in early. Don't look over there at the Ethereum whales who were intentionally disguised from the public on launch. Don't look into the VCs and the mega banks who were involved before the launch. It was just a bunch of random crypto nerds buying it. It's a true story. And then we had this from Mr. Huber. This is from Jamie Dimon. When I look at Ethereum, which generates multiple billions of dollars in fees every single year compared to Algorand, XRP, Stellar, Cardano, and other projects that haven't shown similar levels of activity, it's clear that Ethereum is the future. Well, it reminds me of the 15 JP Morgan executives that visited the Ripple office back in 2017. They must not have gotten their XRP allotment. That's what this is really about. JP Morgan was working on Ethereum before the mainnet launched. Joseph Lubin told us several times. These guys, I'd bet dimes to donuts, JP Morgan was one of the disguised Ethereum whales. They wanted it that way by design. Same way that the people that formed the Federal Reserve went down to Jekyll Island in secret and didn't want anybody to know about it until 10 years later once the deal was done. Same thing. This is how the game works. This is the recent transfer of 80,000 Bitcoin dormant for 14 years, came from wallets originally hosted by MyBitcoin. The wallets had been inactive since April 2011 before MyBitcoin collapsed in the hack that July. Likely belongs to the hacker or the anonymous founder known as Tom Williams. Seems Galaxy Digital bought the Bitcoin from them, but I'm not sure if they did any forensics. So this is what has been going on in crypto for the last decade. It's the same playbook that is used in politics right here. Senator Elizabeth Warren wrote a scathing op-ed on Wednesday calling out CBS and its parent company Paramount for canceling the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Well, here's what's really going on in America. It's been going on for decades. Dirty little secret in America is that the real majority doesn't believe 99% of the BS spewed by these whack jobs like Senator Warren. They have created the perception that the country is split 50-50 by controlling the media. They were all losing money and getting no viewership while propped up by big money. Without their propaganda arm, the party is over, and they know it. The final domino to fall. Folks, in crypto, why would they use any different playbook in crypto than they use in politics? It's been successful for them. The same PR machine that has been giving you all this stuff that Americans do not believe, your average American do not believe, all this crazy stuff that we've had promoted to us is that they've done the same thing in crypto, this Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then later they added Solana. It's the same PR machine playbook that they use. That's why it's never made it. That's what makes the XRP army unique. It's never made any sense to us because we've studied XRP and we understand what it is. And so we've been scratching our heads. Wait a minute, I send a Bitcoin and I have to sit and wait for these confirmations. I remember one time when I was working on the Ledger Nano S and all that. They had started the swap feature, and I remember swapping some Stellar or like some Bitcoin for Stellar or something like that. And the Stellar transaction happened almost instantly. And then I remember swapping when I swapped and Bitcoin was involved. All of a sudden I had to wait like 30 minutes for it to go through because it was Bitcoin. These people know this, folks. That what you just saw with that 80,000 Bitcoin transaction. Mark my words. The reason these guys are Bitcoin is because these guys have to get out, and they're gonna use their money. They're gonna use retail to do their dump while they point at Ripple, and they're gonna become land barons. They're gonna become real estate barons. That's what they're gonna do. It's easy to figure out. But every time there's a tweet like this from Paul Barron, what bag are you adding to right now? XRP always wins these things. But then the PR machine, all you're going to see on CNBC is Bitcoin. None of this is by accident, folks. They've lost the anti-XRP Ripple propaganda war. Nobody saw XRP coming. This is Altcoin Daily. The truth always comes out, doesn't it?
Right here. At the very beginning of 2018, we've been talking about cryptocurrency. And long-term subscribers may remember that Altcoin Daily, for lack of a better word, was a hater of XRP for a very long time because it is more centralized than Bitcoin. I think it's more centralized than Ethereum, although that's not quite known how centralized Ethereum is. They keep that a little bit more secret. But why?
Yeah, they keep it secret, all right. It's by design.
Am I now suddenly bullish, or at least giving? I wouldn't say that I'm personally bullish, but I'm saying I gotta call a ball. I gotta call a strike. And I've changed my mind.
You just didn't have to do it for the last 10 years. Now you're willing to do it.
On XRP. The reason that for such a long time I was bearish on XRP, you could say it started in 2018, but really, especially, it started right around here when Ripple got sued by the SEC for a very, very long time. Even for years and years, I said there was better opportunities. I said, why would you want to invest in an asset that is currently being sued by the United States regulator? I think there's better opportunities out there. So again, Altcoin Daily started their channel right around here. For years and years, I just thought there was better opportunities. It was at the end, it was right around here that the SEC dropped their lawsuit against XRP, against Ripple. And it was at the very end of 2024, summer end, that I said, you know what, the circumstances have changed. The environment, the crypto environment regulatorily has changed. So my opinion should change along with it. And that's the beauty of subscribing to Altcoin Daily, being a multi-year subscriber. And the XRP community, I admire you, the XRP community. You never lost faith.
I think the XRP community, they really are a bit of a cult. They are dedicated people, and rightfully so.
I believe the XRP cult will be the wealthiest cult in the world when this is over.
So there are a lot of XRP wallets. I think more than 6 million out there. So we know there's pent up demand to tap into XRP in a more traditional Wall Street wrapper. Now,
so assuming my investing thesis plays out, which is I believe Bitcoin will continue to go up in 2025. I think we can make it to around $140,000, $150,000 per coin minimum, and maybe we go higher. I'd love that. But assuming my investing thesis plays out, I also believe products or coins with product market fit will benefit, especially those coins under the Donald Trump pro-America crypto future. XRP is made in America.
All right, let's see what else we have here. Oh, this was awesome. Brad Garlinghouse did another one of the minute things they do about Hidden Road.
Let's be honest, who is better, me or David Schwartz? Hi, I'm Brad Garlinghouse. This is Crypto in 1 Minute. A prime broker is really a one-stop shop that allows all kinds of different asset managers, whether these are well-known hedge funds, trading desks, market makers. It gives them a one-stop shop venue to trade and clear everything from digital assets, derivatives, swaps, all kinds of different assets. And these guys are doing trillions of dollars of trades. Historically, those have been really owned by the traditional commercial banks, the JP Morgans, the Goldman Sachs. Banks now don't do, well, new players like Hidden Road, a company Ripple bought recently, is new to this space, and they're growing very quickly by serving that same market, but also including digital assets as part of the mix. Having a well-capitalized, a super strong balance sheet player like Hidden Road is allowing more institutions to come into these asset classes against a well-capitalized counterparty, and that is prime brokers bringing people into crypto in 1 minute.
Okay, folks, XRP yield is live. That's what we're going to talk about in the group, as well as some other things. You can go to daixrp.com to join the Patreon. You can click join below any of my YouTube videos if you'd rather join through there, or you can click the subscribe button on X and you can subscribe there to get the full-length video with the extra content and no commercials. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Here we go.